and you get another chance tomorrow. I don't hustle like that. I hustle like this. There's not a second left. You know that tomorrow I'm hustling like there's only one more second left of this hustle.
Don't bother me, I'm working. Don't bother me, I'm working. Don't bother me, I'm working. Don't bother me, I'm working.
We turned into another episode of the ShineHard Conversation. I'm your host, Johnny Bailey, and this week I'm in New York at Combs Enterprises with Renaissance man Rashad Drakeford. Rashad is a man of many talents. He's a graduate of the Real HU, Hampton University, and he is the Director of Content Development here at Revolt headquarters. Rashad is really doing some amazing things. I mean, the dude is crushing it. I gotta give him his props. He has his hands in tech, politics, sports, entertainment, and probably more than that. Today, he's gonna tell us what it means to be Director of Content Development and how his journey kind of began and played out. He's gonna talk about, reveal some of the secrets to his personal success, and of course become a member of the ShineHard family. So without further ado, Rashad, it's time to shine.
Right, shine, let's do it.
Good. So when I talk to passionate and successful people, it's always interesting to learn how their journey began. Can you talk a little bit about your childhood and what growing up was like for you?
Yeah, the best way to describe it is like to talk about my parents. Like, so I was born in '87. When my parents in 1985, neither one of them went to college. They started a John Hancock College fund for me.
Wow.
So like that, just like they always had high expectations for their children.
For sure.
Before we were even on this earth.
Are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Yeah, one younger brother. And I grew up in the church out in Queens here in New York.
Okay.
Antioch Baptist Church of Corona, and I had just an amazing church family that saw good in me before I even saw good in myself.
Yeah, that's
so,
important.
that kind of shaped my life.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I think we all had that thing that we wanted to be when we were younger. Like, when I grow up, I'm gonna be, you know, X, Y, and Z. What did you want to be when you
Everything.
grew up?
I wanted to be everything. I wanted to be President of the United States. I wanted to be commissioner of the NBA.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be a basketball player. I wanted to be everything. Astronaut. Apollo 13 came out.
Like a football player, man. Come on.
I know, right? Yeah, got the guns out today. But yeah, I mean, by the way, I never dress up. Like, I have a gala tonight, so you know, this is not.
I thought you were doing it for the interview.
Oh no, I hate dressing up. It's so not my thing.
Your journey into media and journalism.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, what is it like working at Revolt in the entertainment industry?
It's cool. It's amazing. I mean, Revolt is a very special place. We have the opportunity to like build and do things that like other places just don't do. You know, we're able to go and tell stories that other places are not telling. We tell stories that no one else is telling. We're mostly young people, so like, you know, we have like I think a good grasp on the culture.
Yeah. It's a millennial driven?
Yeah, millennial driven company. And even now Gen Z, you know. And so, like, you know, we're able to kind of have our pulse on different things that I think a lot of other, you know, outlets probably missing. Like, we get to take more chances and try new things. So it's been an incredible journey. I've been here for 3 years since the beginning, and to see where we are now, you know, versus when we launched, it's like incredible. Yeah, it's incredible.
Well, I read that you were a political science major at Hampton.
This is true.
So how did you transition from the political track into entertainment? Was that always your plan?
I mean, the political thing was kind of, so I majored in political science because I wanted to go to law school.
Okay.
And everyone kept telling me, well, if you want to go to law school, you should be a political science major.
President of the United States track?
It was just lawyer. Well, it was a mix. I really wanted to go and practice like sports and entertainment law, with the goal of becoming the commissioner of the NBA. And you know, maybe after that, run for president. I mean, who knows? But I definitely wanted to go to law school. And when I was visiting a friend up at Harvard, she was like, hey, this guy named Barack Obama speaking in Manchester, New Hampshire. You want to go here and speak? This is April of '07, so it was like before, you know,
The
we
whole
knew
revolution of
yeah,
President.
all the stuff. Yeah, people didn't even know his name back then. And so we hear him speak. I'm blown away. I say to the random guy next to me, I'm like, I think he could win. He's like, you really believe so? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, my name's Hans Riemer. I'm the National Youth Vote Director of the campaign. Do you want to join the campaign?
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah. And I joined as the HBCU outreach coordinator.
Yeah. Was that was before me and you saw each other at Harvard Business?
Correct. Yeah.
That was
Correct.
years.
This is April of '07. And I was still at Hampton at the time, so I was in school and doing this, doing the campaign simultaneously. And then he wins, and then I'm asked to work on the transition team, and then after that, I was asked to go and work in the administration after I graduated in May.
That's a hell of a spot to have on your resume, saying I was a part of that campaign, that legendary campaign.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, man.
Pretty legendary, man.
So do you have aspirations to get back into politics or voice your perspective on things?
You know, I haven't decided yet. I think I'm kind of in between. Like I always want to be involved in politics. Like you know, me and a group of my friends, we launched the Collective PAC. It's a political action committee. You know, focused on building Black political power and training and funding and supporting Black candidates across the country, state, local, and federal level.
Nice.
And so like doing things like that, I think is really important. If down the line, opportunity comes to potentially run for office, we'll see. But like it's not like it's not as much as in my mirror purview as it used to be.
Yeah, I think we all know that success is not an overnight process, and I think we really the process prepares us for the destination. So can you talk a little bit about your first job out of Hampton and how your journey began in this industry?
So my first job out of Hampton was, where was I? Yeah, I mean, I took like a part-time job working for Bill Thompson, who was running for mayor.
Okay.
I was his body guy, so I was like his
bodyguard.
No, body guy. So it's a political term for special assistant. Like you're with them like all the time. So personal
you're
assistant.
Shadowing them.
Yeah, you're shadowing. That's what it's called, body guys.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Same is shadowing. So like I was like with him everywhere he went. Like and it was incredible because like we would go to fundraisers like in the Hamptons. I'm like meeting all these amazing, incredible.
Getting in the right room.
Yeah, in the right room, exactly. As far as advice to young folks like about the journey, it's like I felt like I prepared myself for that during my time in Hampton. So working on the Obama campaign, working with in the governmental affairs office in Hampton, working with a lot of local politicians, and like knowing Senator Locke, who was a Hampton teacher and also state senator in Virginia. And so like all that stuff prepared me for when I took the job with Bill Thompson. It prepared me for my role in the administration.
So you were like plugging in certain experiences while you were at school that prepared you for post-grad.
And the funniest part was, again, like my dream, like at the time, my passion wasn't even to go into politics. It really wasn't. Like I just have like a genuine, I think, love for public service and and all that comes along with it. But so it just happened. It just worked that way. Like the things that I did what I was passionate about.
Yeah. That was the key.
I was passionate about politics, passionate about public service, and so that's a lot of stuff I did during my downtime.
So when you were starting off as the body guide and you kind of navigated your way, now I see you, doing events at the White House. You're backstage at concerts. You're at the Blavity, sitting on the panel at conferences. So, what does it mean to be director of content development at Revolt?
Instagram is funny because it's like you see that, like I call Instagram is the highlights of people's life, right? It's the highlights.
Yeah.
But there's so much work and time and effort that goes into allowing those moments to even take place.
Absolutely.
And so like Revolt's been awesome because like a lot of that stuff does come from like the work that I've done here. And so my role basically is I oversee our social media team. So overseeing like social media strategy, growth, engagement, and then also a lot of our original digital content. So we have a lot of new franchises we're launching, and in the new year that I'm really excited about. And so my role is to kind of cover that stuff.
Well, here's the burning question that everyone wants to know, especially students. How did you get your foot in the door with Revolt?
So I mean, Revolt specifically, I shot a cold email to the head of marketing, out here.
This is 3 years ago when they
3
were
years
just
ago.
starting.
Yep. So what I knew was, before coming to Revolt, I was at Madison Square Garden Company.
Okay.
And I helped launch their sports entertainment and marketing division. I was the first hire in the new group. I was a coordinator though, but I was the first hire in that group.
Okay.
And my job was to help build, all the marketing partnership packages for this new group to go out and sell to advertisers. And when Revolt was launching, I was looking on LinkedIn. I saw the senior vice president of integrated marketing. That's basically what I was doing at the Garden.
Okay.
And I've been to the Garden for 2 years. That place is the most amazing place in the world. Like, I cut my teeth there. Like, I learned the importance of writing and storytelling and attention to detail and how to measure KPIs and ROI. All the
invaluable.
Exactly. Invaluable tools and there's just the specific stuff that you need to know, to be successful.
At a high level.
And Madison Square Garden Company is one of the top sports entertainment companies in the world.
Absolutely.
And so when I reached out to Revolt, it was easy. I was like, hey, here's some decks that I worked on. Here's my resume. I love what you're doing. Love your mission.
Yeah.
And I got emailed back that day to come in for an interview. So it was just great time. I mean, it was great timing. It was a blessing.
They kind of stole you away in their mind, we're gonna take this guy from MSG
for sure.
and we're gonna mold him.
Yeah, it was dope. I mean, I got a director role. She slid up to the supervisor at the time.
Yeah.
I was a coordinator at the Garden, and I came in here, and she's like, I have this director role open, but I think you could grow into it. I think you're a junior for it, but I think you could grow into it. And I'm like, yes, I think I can too.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna grow into that.
And so it was incredible opportunity that kind of, is great timing.
Everyone is inspired by Diddy, or at least a lot of people are, and most people are intrigued with that startup culture. What are some lessons that you've learned here at Revolt from Diddy or from the startup culture?
The best thing I think I've learned is that there is no hand holding. We built a multi-platform cable network with huge digital and social platforms attached to it. That's incredible. And the best part about this is when you see a problem, you raise your hand, you say, hey, here's the problem, but here's my solution. Because we don't have time for just you to diagnose. Yeah. You gotta you gotta do the work. Yeah. And so it's been an incredible journey to just step. I remember we were working on the Revolt app, and I was looking at something. I was like, oh, well, this doesn't make sense. Or can we do this? And after 3 questions, my boss at the time, she's like, you're now the point person for the app for integrated marketing. I was like, oh shoot. So here I am in meetings talking about wireframes and user experience and UX and all that stuff. I'm just this is incredible. So the best thing I learned is everyone smart, everyone here is smart, and you just dive in.
With all of the things that you've learned and the experience that you have, and you have an amazing platform that you've been given, what are you doing to give back and share your voice and your message with youth and our millennial peers?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I find ways to do it every day. I always tell people, when I went to work at the Garden, I reached out to Jim Ushry, he's the president of Dallas Mavericks at the time, and he helped me get the interview. I said, oh my God, thank you so much. I mean, I don't know how to repay you. He's like, just pay it forward. Just pay it forward. And I've taken that to heart. And anytime someone reaches out to me about advice or questions on how to do something, or how, everything from how do I break into the entertainment industry to can you help me, guide me to help raise money for my startup?
You're accessible.
Yeah, I try my best to be. I'll be honest, it's harder now than it used to be. But
when you grow, the harder it is.
Yeah, it's super hard. It's hard, and it's now I remember growing up, I would reach out to people and to kind of get their advice on things, and they wouldn't respond, or it'd take 2 weeks. I'm like, man, why they hating on me or whatever. But like now, like, you know, as I'm kind of like moving to this new space in my career and life, like, I get it. It's hard, man. It's hard to, you know, to do it, to be everything to everybody and to be accessible to everybody.
Absolutely. I think it's really tough too when like you're ambitious and you're looking forward, trying to grow, and then, you know, sometimes we realize like, then we have to look back too. Like, you gotta look forward and you gotta look back. For a long time we were just looking forward, you know, when we were coming up. So it's really interesting. I'm glad you said that, because a major part of what ShineHard does is taking millennial leaders like yourself and then putting them in a community where we can create more leaders. So mentorship is very important.
Very important.
But for your personal experience, who's been a mentor to you?
I've been blessed with some really amazing people, man. So people like Steve Hammond and Bozeman St. John and
You ever get to talk to
Derek,
Diddy?
Derek Bryant. I don't.
Does he come into the office at all, or is he all over?
He's all over. But he is one of the smartest people in the world. I really believe that he's an incredible visionary, and I'm just proud to work for one of his many companies. And like, you know, growing up, like, I looked up to him so much. You know, yeah, he is. He's the man. So like when he is here, it's like, hey,
Right, respect.
yeah, respect. Yeah.
What would you say is your passion, and when did you know?
I knew my passion was really about like justice, man. I know it's like such a broad,
Kind of back to that political science foundation.
but yeah, even before that, it's like, just like, you know, how do we make sure everyone gets a fair shot at life?
Yeah.
You know, like, the average person lives to the age like of 71 or 72, I think 72. Like, what are we doing in that time frame?
Yeah.
I've never been to a funeral where someone says, man, like, this guy was, you know, the CEO of this, and he made this much money, and he had this return on investments for the company, and his shareholders made
Nobody
this much.
cares.
Nobody cares. It's like, what good did you do? How did you make people feel? You know, what's your lasting legacy beyond, you know, all the glitz and the glam that
reminds me of what my guy Brendan Bashar says. Did you live, did you love, and did you make a difference?
Word. That's my thing. It's like justice and equality for all, and like that's been something that's been instilled in me, you know, from the beginning, like through my grandparents, and like, you know. So I think when you talk about my purpose I think is just, one, just to be the best version of myself that I can be, and walk as close as I can to being Christ-like.
Absolutely.
And like that's where everything comes in. So like walking on the path, it's like justice, you know, being a good father. Eventually, I'm not no babies. Yeah. Being a good husband, you know, being a good friend, loving thy neighbor like I love I love myself. Like all of that falls into that path. So that my purpose, my path is just aligned with that.
There's a lot of people who have dreams. At some point, or maybe they still have a dream. What's the difference between the people who have made their dreams a reality and the people who haven't?
It's a lot. You know, I could give you the sexy answer of like, yeah, like, you know, I hustle, but it's not just that. Like, and that goes back to like, how do we create I always say this. I saw this from Jesse Jackson. The reason why black people do so well in sports is because the goals are clear. The rules are the same for every team. You start 0-0, and that's why we do so well. Because like there is no advantage. Everyone has the same opportunity to win, and the world is just not that way.
Right. I think what stops people is fear. Sometimes it
Yeah.
gets in the way of people pursuing their dream.
Yeah.
What's your greatest fear?
Failing. Failing at not just professionally, but like failing in my personal life.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
me too, man.
That scares me.
Living
more
a
than
long,
anything else.
underachieving life
Word.
is what scares me,
Word.
and that motivates the hell out of me.
Yeah.
In music and on social media, I see the word "stay woke." People say that a lot. I think in the political climate of America right now, that's more relevant. I see it more. What does "stay woke" mean to you?
It just means digging deeper than what's given to you. You know, we live in such a microwavable, instant
Yeah.
Snapchat.
What I see is true, quick.
Yep. Like you see how many times you get people that post stuff on their Facebook with wrong information.
Always.
Or like I had someone post the other day, rest in peace, Ruby D.
The internet's always killing somebody.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, but Ruby D's been dead for like almost 5 years. But like people are just post like whatever. And so it's like when we live in that type of world, like it's like it doesn't being woke, it doesn't always fit into it, because like you have to read, you have to take time and self-reflect, you have to ask questions of everything.
That kind of ties into my next question. When we look at social media and the state of America and racism and classism, what frustrates you the most about today's culture?
It's just like this is systemic issues that we face.
Yeah, man.
And how greed, for the most part, greed and the lack of empathy sit at the center of the systems that are oppressing people. When we look at mass incarceration, that's because the private prisons are making a certain amount of money, and in a lot of states, there are states that literally, there are towns that literally depend on people being locked up for jobs.
Yeah, I know you saw 13.
13, perfect example. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Gotta see it.
So when we live in that type of world, that hurts me the most, because it's like we're willing to make money off of someone else's pain, off of someone else's destruction, and to live in a Judeo-Christian country where the majority of people are not living Christ-like is frustrating as hell.
Yeah, man. And with so much against us, we're still, striving for greatness and succeeding.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, what is your definition of success, and what drives you to chase it and succeed?
Yeah, success is such a
arbitrary, subjective thing.
What did Cornel West say? He said, I want you to be very successful. He says, I remember, it was a Spelman graduate, he says, I want you all to be successful. I want you to be wildly successful, but that he who is greatest amongst you will be a servant. So what is your service to others? What is your depth of your love for others? What price are you willing to pay for a deep commitment to justice?
Absolutely.
And so like that to me is how I measure my success, is like, how am I helping people? So it goes back to what you're saying about mentoring and helping people break into industries or land jobs so they can pay off their school loans and get that house and build that family and move their family out of generations of poverty. That's why I hire people. I like, it's beyond just like, yes, I want them to be good at what they do.
You gotta be talented.
But talented, all that. But it's powerful sometimes when you meet people like, yo, like, thank you, like this opportunity, like I had nothing left. And like this opportunity like changed my life. Yeah. And you changed my life. Like that's huge, powerful.
Find a way to serve. For service to many leads to greatness.
Boom. Yeah.
What would you say is the DNA of your success? What are 3 attributes that make Rashad Drakeford?
I would say service to others. And then I will be the cliche dude and say hustle and hard work.
Yeah.
Because I've not always been the smartest person in the room. I've not always been, the most clean cut or whatever person in the room.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna outwork me. You're not gonna outwork me.
That's that Diddy mentality.
Yeah. You're not gonna outwork me. You could be smarter than me, better pedigree than me, come from a better family, whatever it is. Like, but you're not gonna outwork me. And that comes from my father and his work ethic. My father's my pop's got to work me. My man is 40 years strong, the hardest working man in the world. I love him to death.
I saw a picture you posted. He works for ABC Studios.
ABC Studios, camera engineer. He's been there for 40 years.
Wow.
And you walk in there, everyone from top to bottom talks about how hard he works, how smart he is, how kind he is to others, how he's helpful to others. My father's just an amazing man.
He set the bar high for you, man.
Super high.
So what advice do you have for students in college now that want to break through into the industry?
Do the hard work now. Take the internship that doesn't pay you. Figure it out. If you gotta do that, if you got to intern 3 days a week and then work at Walmart the other 3 days, figure it out. I slept on the floor of my homegirl's apartment in DC for an entire summer with ants coming out the corner of it because I wanted to make sure that everyone within the Obama apparatus that summer knew who I was. It turned out a paid internship to be in DC to work on the Obama campaign outside the DNC at the Democratic National Convention, and I got to know every single person that was pulling levers of power in government. And they knew my face, they knew my name, so when the transition team was being assembled,
It paid off.
I get the phone call.
Yeah.
Hey, can you come work with us over your winter break?
Absolutely.
So put in the work now. If you, and now it's even easier. You can go and if you want to be a writer or you want to be PR, you can now go and work on a blog. You can launch your own blog.
Yeah.
So now you have all your writing samples. If you want to be a photographer or creative, you can start a Tumblr page. You can do an Instagram, and you can use that as your way to show what you can do.
Yeah.
There's so many avenues now to break in that you could get a head start on doing anything right now. So those are the kind of things. Just be a leader, but remember, good leaders also know when to follow.
Yeah. Every master was once the student.
There you go.
That's real, man. And Rashad, man, I appreciate your time.
Thanks
I appreciate
for having
having
me.
us in the office.
Of course, man.
We look forward to the feng shui of the Diddy lifestyle. We look forward to connecting you with our members and giving you a platform to continue to spread your message,
Word.
man.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Give everyone a chance to find you online. Where can they find you?
For sure. Rashad Drakeford. Everywhere.
At Rashad Drakeford.
At Rashad
Across
Drakeford.
the
Everywhere. Good branding.
Consistency.
Baby.
For me, you can find me at JB's Food for Thought on Instagram. Follow the ShineHard family, www.shinehardfamily.com. Continue to find your passion, continue to serve, and as always, together we shine. See you guys next week.
Don't work.
Can't you see I'm on the phone? Don't be coming over here with that shit when I'm
Working.
Call me Mr. Combs and I'm 9 digits strong. Hating on me, but it's 9.
Working.
When I was 19, I walked in the house and I told my mama she could stop.
Working.
When you used to beatbox on the block, Big and D-Rock, they